Civil rights in America has been a large issue during the early American beginnings. Throughout America's growth, civil rights has gained awareness to the general population, using media and organizations to improve conditions for minority groups. Although civil rights movement did not cause immediate change, it is important to understand how civil rights progressed over a long period of time. Each minority group that migrated to America were discriminated in some kind of way. Many Chinese immigrants were replacing white railroad workers since they were accepting work for lower pay. Thus, they pushed American citizens out of their jobs. With railroad building in such high demand, the Chinese Exclusion Act caused many of the Chinese immigrants to be turned away. For 10 years, Chinese immigrants were denied access to America, which allowed the white peoples to have more job access. This was the first law that saw Chinese immigration as a crime. Over time, Chinese Americans were allowed access back to America and could gain citizenship. They were allowed access to education as well. Mexican Americans were segregated at schools, work, and other public facilities. They were under harsh consequences in classrooms and workspaces if Spanish was spoken. Native Americans were evicted from their original settlements and were forced to relocate in smaller reservations. The Trail of Tears forced Native Americans to walk hundreds of miles west of their original settlements, where they were forced to start new lives isolated from the new America. However, reservations were allowed for improved conditions for Native Americans. As a government apology, various Native American tribes were compensated with better education and financial assistance. So during the 1940s, the African American minority group were under extreme racial prejudice. Even though the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment were in place after the Civil War, issues like the creation of black codes were in place in order to maintain the white supremacy. Thus, great leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X inspired others to contribute to a larger cause. For example, boycotts, walk-ins, and marches helped cause gain more political awareness. These physical changes affected the life of African Americans. However, the major differences in ideals are still being fought now during the 21st century. Young people have been the most radical throughout America's history, with multiple events that inspired the nation, for example, the American Revolution. Using the most radical ideas, young people have created a counterculture, creating multiple rifts that help improve the civil rights movement. However, in the beginning, young people were against the change, as shown in Little Rock, Arkansas. Eventually, young people created counterculture, this boosting the ever-longing fight for civil rights. Before, workers were remunerated with low wages while being placed with poor working conditions for long hours. Through many events like the March on Washington and with the formation of worker unions during the past year, workers were able to obtain more political power. With their needs, ability to unionize and create strikes, their needs were met with more professionalism. Before the first civil rights movement for women, they were oppressed and confined by gender roles in early America. Like the book by Wollstonecraft, A Vindication of the Rights of Women, which argued the necessity for equal rights. A time passed. Women were granted more freedom and were even allowed to vote under the 19th. During our experience in AP American history, we have noticed many examples of segregation and racial prejudice that almost amount to the number of changes America has made. Without the civil rights movement in the 1940s acting as a catalyst for change, many diverse cultures would not be expressed to us in the 21st century. Within the 21st century, both the East and West Coast have been highly desegregated, creating diverse cultures throughout those states.
Everything I wanted to say, now it's gone, it's too late. If you ever see me in 10 years,
I don't think we have time for bloopers.
Actually, we do. We have like 6 minutes.
Really?
Okay, go. Okay, go.
Too far from me.
I sell oranges.
Oh, my headpiece is falling off.
Listen, this class is my favorite class. I love this class. Wait, chill.